Hello, friends. Good afternoon. Good morning. We are here today again with a beautiful message. A message while we are socially distanced, yet we are spiritually connected more than ever. And as it is our series, we're going through the Passover Seder. Our goal here is, because many of us are going to have to do our Seders ourselves. We don't have the luxury of going to a community Seder. Every year we go to community Seder, or we go to the uncles or the aunts or the cousins gather together, or the grandparents or friends get together. This year we all got to do it ourselves. And the goal here is, the mission here is to help every one of us understand what it is step by step of the Seder. And I would love to share some beautiful insights on the 15-step process. So just to recap, the Seder traditionally has been celebrated for over 3,000 years with a 15-step process. We went through step 1 yesterday. We're going to go through step number 2 and step number 3 today. So the first step was the kiddush that we make on wine. The second step is urchatz. Urchatz is to wash our hands. I'd like to welcome Brad and Mike. I see you guys are watching. Welcome. Anyway, so we are actually going to talk about the second step, which is urchatz. Now, it basically is a simple washing of the hands, the same washing of the hands that we do for bread. But we're doing it right before we're going to be dipping the karpas, which is either a potato or an onion. Some have the custom to use celery, but you're going to be dipping that into the salt water. So the question is why? Why are we washing our hands before we dip an onion into salt water? Good question. I'm glad you asked. The answer to the question is like this. The main reason why is because there was a custom back in the day where many Jewish people, before they would touch a food that had liquid in it, they would remove their impurity from their hands. They would wash their hands to remove the impurity. Why? Because according to the Jewish law, impurity transfers easier when the substance is wet. So you're touching a pickle, you take a pickle out of a pickle jar. The pickle is in the pickle juice. So you pull it out, your hand is touching the liquid. So you want to make sure before it touches the liquid to wash your hands. So now, why don't we do it the whole year? Most communities don't do that anymore. So why do we do it tonight? So it does have origin in halacha and Jewish law. Why don't we do it tonight? The reason is, why don't we do it the whole year? Why only on Passover? So the main reason why the rabbis and the sages instituted this custom on Passover is because we want to pique the interest of the children. A lot of what we do tonight, the Seder night, is to pique the interest of the children. And this has to do with that as well. Because we want to pique the interest of the children, and therefore we reincorporate this kind of custom that no one does anymore. So that's the idea of urchatz, of washing of the hands. Okay, now the next step is karpas. We take a piece of the onion, now that our hands are washed, and we dip it in the salt water. You dip it in the salt water. So what are we doing? We're eating an onion because it's bitter. The salt water resembles the tears of the Jewish people. And you're dipping it in, and you're eating it, and you're making a blessing. So that's on the basic level. That's step 2 and 3 on the basic level. Let's take it one dimension below. Let's take what's going on behind the scenes. Let's see what our mystics tell us, what our Kabbalah sages tell us about this beautiful practice. And put on your seatbelts, because we're about to go Kabbalistic. Get yourselves ready, because I'm gonna make it simple, but we need you to hold. Need you to hold, say in Yiddish, halt cup. We need you to hold it all together. So basically the reason's like this. Dipping in Hebrew is the word tibul. Tibul. Right here. I don't know if it comes up backwards by you guys, but right here. Dipping is this word, tibul, 5 letters. On the bottom here, we have the word bitul. Same words, right? What is different? The bet and the bet and the tet and the tet. These two are just, it's the same word. They symbolize each other. Tibul means dipping. Bitul means nullification. Nullification, or in other words, surrender. Surrender to something else. When we surrender to something else. If I am subservient to my master, I'm surrendering to my master. I'm having bitul to my master. Let's take it back to the culinary world. We're doing karpas. We're taking the onion and we're dipping it in the salt water, right? So typically in the culinary world, those of us that have gone to chef school, not that I did, but we love food. How does it work? Whenever you dip food into sauce or into liquid, is to enhance the flavor. It's because you feel that this piece of meat, without the gravy, is missing some of its potential of taste. So you say, this piece of meat is great, but I want it to taste better. Why? Because I want it to taste better. So what is it about? It's about me. It's about how my taste. I want it to taste better. So what do? I take this piece of meat, I dip it in the sauce, I take it out of the sauce, and I eat it. And how do I feel? I feel better. I feel more content. I feel more enjoyment. That's in the culinary world. Back to Passover. The action of dipping the karpas into the salt water, it is the opposite of the way it is in the culinary world. We're not trying to enhance flavor. We're trying to do more bitul, more surrendering. And how do we do surrendering? When we dip something into water, when it submerges below the water. That means you're surrendering itself to something else. And what we're trying to symbolize is that Passover is different than the rest of the year. Passover is different than the rest of the year in the sense that we're not here for self-enjoyment. We're here to thank God. And when we're thanking God and we're trying to connect with God, you need to be bitul. You have to have surrender. You have to have complete nullification. Because when you want to have a relationship with somebody else, it's on their terms, not on your terms. And I'll give you an example. If I want to have a relationship with my wife, right? Now, how do I connect with my wife? I got to do what she wants. She wants a specific iced coffee in the morning, specifically done a certain way with the ice, the pouring, the whipped cream on top with the cinnamon, right? That's what she wants. But what if I don't like that? I think that she should have a chai latte or whatever, something else, let's say. So I'm trying to service her, but instead of servicing her, I'm actually servicing me because I'm not looking at what she wants. I'm doing what I want. And what is it that I want? I want to give her what I want. But no, we got to listen to what the other entity wants, that which we're trying to connect to. So the whole point of the Passover Seder, it's a 15-step reliving of the experience of Exodus, and in a way thanking God for where we are today, and coming back and saying, God, this is our way of saying thanks. And therefore, the item of karpas, dipping the onion into the salt water, is not just an item we do to eat. It has its basic significance, but taking it a level deeper is we're trying to portray and show how we are actually surrendering our own self to God's will. And the way we surrender to God's will is by connecting to what God wants. And the only way to do that is by surrendering ourselves. And that is a beautiful message of the karpas. So we're all going to be doing the Seder. We're going through all the 15 steps. We've done 3 out of the 15. We have 12 ahead of us. We're going to do every day either 1 or 2. And I encourage you to take notes of this. Watch us and take notes, because I want my Seder to be meaningful. I want my Seder that we're sitting around. Normally we have a ton of people around the Seder. We're just going to be my family this year. I want that portion of the Seder, what we're going to do, should be meaningful, should be beautiful. People should walk away with stories, with intellectual ideas, with ways to improve ourselves. Let it be the most memorable, beautiful experience. And you know what? It's got to be organic. It's got to be homemade. It's got to be home brewed. Can't just, have the rabbi run the Seder, the other one run the Seder. It's got to be from within. We got to work, do the preparation, and I promise you it's going to pay off. So that concludes today's message. And again, if you enjoyed this, share it with somebody, because we're all in the same boat. Everybody needs to do their own Seder this year. Let everybody know about that this is available. It's a resource, it's a beautiful resource, and people should take this on and make it meaningful, make it personal. That's number one. Number two, we're going to be having this Wednesday. Is that tomorrow night? No, today's Monday. Sorry. Wednesday, 2 days from now, we're going to be having a special cooking show featuring yours truly, where we're going to be making a roast, a Passover roast. So get your ideas flowing. We're going to have an interactive session of how to make a good roast. That's happening Wednesday night. And then Thursday night, 7 p.m., we're having our weekly Parsha class. And last but not least, if you know someone that needs help, anything in Loudoun County, doesn't matter who they are, young, old, Jewish, not Jewish, whatever, let us know. Our task force is up and running. We're helping people every day with whatever they need, the basics that they need. Let us know. Corona hotline at jewishloudon.com. Wishing you a blessed day, wishing you a happy day, wishing you a meaningful day, and stay safe and stay healthy. All the best.